I would love to share with you something of our vision here at St. John's Leyland as we seek to live loving Jesus, knowing Jesus, and sharing Jesus. In the beginning was life, pure, wholehearted, abundant, exuberant life. And that life is God. And in his love and in his grace, he chose to share that life with others. He made us to share in that life, that abundant life, through relationship with him. The problem is that we chose to seek life elsewhere. One of the Old Testament prophets pictures it this way. He says it's as though God is a fountain of living water. He is everything we need for thriving, for flourishing, for abundance, for joy. And yet, instead of seeking life in him, we chose to try and quench our thirsts with cracked, dry pots that can't even hold water. And just like trying to quench our thirst by sipping salt water, that doesn't lead to life, that leads to death. But amazingly, again, in God's grace and love, even after all of that, he still wants to share his abundant, exuberant life with us. And so he sent us his Son, Jesus Christ, who walked on this earth and said things like this: I have come so that they might have life and have it in its full abundance. Jesus tells us that he came to restore to us, to give us back that life that we were designed to live in relationship with God. He did it by perfectly living out that life that we were designed to live, that abundant life, that full life, that perfect life. He did it by then laying down that life, by dying on the cross, paying the price that our rebellion deserves. And he did it by then taking that life back up again as he conquered death and rose back to life, to full, abundant, resurrection, eternal life. And he tells us that when we put our trust in him and become followers of Jesus, we too share in that abundant, full life. One of the amazing things is that abundant, eternal, resurrection life is not just something that we look forward to one day. Actually, he tells us that when we put our trust in him and become one of his followers, that life starts now. That's why the Apostle Paul, one of Jesus' followers and leaders of the first church, said this: I urge you to live a life worthy of the calling to which you have been called. He said, I want you to live out that life that you've been given. A bit later on in the same place, he says that life looks like growing up more and more fully into being like Jesus. And so that's why our vision here at St. John's is all about life. We exist to live out fully that life that we've been given in Jesus. That life looks like loving Jesus. Jesus' life is one of love. Love for God and love for other people. And so as we seek to fully live out this abundant life, we want to live the whole of our lives in worship to God, loving Jesus and loving other people. That life looks like knowing Jesus. One time Jesus said, this is eternal life, that they know the Father and he whom he has sent, Jesus Christ. And so as we get to know Jesus more and more fully and more personally and intimately, we experience more of that fullness of life. And that's why we want to help one another to know Jesus more as we meet him in his word, the Bible. And that full, abundant life looks like sharing Jesus. Just like Jesus didn't hold on to life, but shared it for others. So, as recipients of this full, abundant life, we don't want to be those who just keep it to ourselves. We want to share it with others. And that's why we seek to live out lives telling others the good news about Jesus. So that's our vision here at St. John's, to live loving Jesus, knowing Jesus, and sharing Jesus. Now, if that vision resonates with you, if you find that exciting as we do, or maybe if you've got questions and want to know a bit more, then we would love to hear from you. why don't you get in touch via our website or come along to one of our services and events. We'd love to meet you, to get to know you, and to join together as we seek to live out this vision, to live loving Jesus, knowing Jesus, and sharing Jesus.